Just going. Oh, this is the minutes, right? The minutes from the August meeting were emailed out with copies. So we should review them in advance. Does anybody have any additions or corrections to the August minutes?
No, I had asked for the
Action
items.
Oh, you wanted it on the minutes, or you wanted that the one that he had?
Well, just so at least, I mean, they don't have to go in the minutes per se, but at least that way we follow up on them and make sure that they don't need to go in the minutes, so I'm okay with the minutes.
We'll follow up like I did last time.
Okay.
So I move we approve the minutes as published.
Second.
Hi,
How are you?
I just came to the association meeting.
Welcome.
People here.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, minutes approved.
No?
Can I ask a question? Look, I asked up in front and the gate. I don't have my sticker, the car, can I change the car? And I asked you to send the registration because when you send a fax to her, but I need to put in the name of or the phone or different fax to send the registration.
Zeddy.
Can you give me the phone? Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Okay, delinquency report. Usually Richard's here to tell us it's getting better.
So I just called her, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know if this is calling.
Okay.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We have an overcap of the delinquency report. Is there any review of?
No, really, pretty much we're working with a lawyer, and that was what I was told by Richard today to order to send 6 property more to start the process, the foreclosure process, and pretty much that's it. So people are doing okay with this.
Little by little, it's improving. Anyone else have anything on delinquency about financials? Find them here. Sure looks good when you throw a $50,000 check in there.
That puts us what, about 300 homes paying?
To
31,000, so that's
about 300. And it's 3
the owner assessment. That's not bad.
No, no.
And heading in the right direction. Comments on financials?
No. Well, what are we gonna do with the insurance settlement?
Actually, we received a reminder today that, for the renewal insurance.
To renew the
Yeah.
insurance?
Mhm.
Okay. What do we need to do to do it?
Uh,
We're working on that?
we can do, yeah, we can check,
Yeah.
but I think it's in November, when we have to renew it. I believe so. They send a reminder.
Okay.
I will send the information by email, so you have the paperwork.
Okay.
Do we have notes or anything from tonight?
I told them I thought I would compile everything and forward it in email.
Okay.
I think that's a better than just handing over what we wrote.
How many things?
Or about 10, you say?
There was another 10 that was ready, they completed. I checked with Henry today. He went, to the community, and he checked that 10 of them was,
But there's still a lot of miscommunication. Because some people are saying that they're being cited for stuff that there's nothing wrong with their property. There is one person that their address is wrong. And so we need to really communicate. We're on the same page here.
okay.
So you'll type up clear notes though that say everything
Yes,
that,
absolutely.
okay.
That's a good starting point. We're going to want to sit down with Barbara, maybe you, whoever, from your office.
Okay.
We've been talking, we need to sit down and go over some things.
The meeting, I would suggest it to be here.
What's that?
I would suggest if you said their office.
Yes, from someone from their, no, not
Oh,
at
oh,
their office,
oh.
whoever from their
Oh,
office.
okay.
So from the previous meeting, we had held off for inspection. I believe Henry went through and did inspections on all those homes that we weren't sure about.
You're talking about
In the last,
you're talking, well, in reference to violations,
yeah,
my recommendation at this time is let's table that. Why? Until when we have this meeting. Tonight, let's say there was some resident that came. One letter, the first letter said one thing, the second letter said another thing. And we have copies of that.
Okay.
And then the other thing is that, the second thing is that we have resident that did send a letter in June or July, but there was a list to appear today. And then one of them said that they spoke with,
Sally.
today, she said that you don't need to come because we found the letter. So, I don't know, this is what it said. And then the other one said that she called and to speak with someone about it, and they said that, Zelly said, I don't want nothing to do with that. So, and then there's another issue that, for instance, Altagracia came, she had 83, I think she's 83 point something.
She's terrorist, but not,
Terrorist.
and her address is wrong.
And that she have these things them about these trees and things, but she lives on 201 Street, not 201 Terrace. And in addition to that, she don't have a tree. So the things really don't apply to her home. So we need to sit down together and go through this information, because I guess we are missing somewhere, because if I have this 201 terrace, I have to make sure that that 201 terrace person live on 201. And I guess we're not making sure that's happening. We're not making sure that's happening. So we have to sit down and
We'll set up a meeting before next month's meeting, regular meeting, with all Florida. Let's all make sure that all these concerns that we have documented. We'll get all those from the Fines Committee, let them send us an email and get all those so we can look at them and we can address it. Because obviously they can address, but if you don't know they exist, then we can't address them.
And then, so before we continue best, make sure we handle it right, because we don't get to something else. So, okay.
Looks like we have some quotes here.
Is it going to the package?
Yeah. So is it that?
Oh, on the back. Okay.
And is this for the?
Let me explain you. We have different prices because we ask for different jobs,
Different option.
okay? Different options. Okay, this company, right?
If you tell us when you speak it, tell us what company you speak of.
Right, this company, driveway maintenance,
Okay.
send me 3 options, okay? Which, this company, what they quote was repairs. Repairs for the sidewalk around the lake and also for the whole community. Okay, so the number 12130032, where you're going to find it on the right, in the top, is for the community. Okay, part of the community. The 12130033 is another part of the community, but just repairs. And the 12130034 is for the sidewalk around the lake area.
Is that the full sidewalk?
Right,
Okay, so
Repairs.
this
repairs
is for the actual streets,
for the streets.
like seal coating.
Exactly, all the
Some repair.
parking area, striping, all that.
Okay. Listen to you.
Okay.
Well, if you can answer this, what do you mean by repair?
Repair patching is know that they're gonna start, you don't wanna touch it, so you will
No,
see.
because right now, keep in mind, we might buy a sack of alpha from Home Depot to patch holes,
Mhm.
and eventually, so after within a year or a little more, you have to repatch them again. So we really don't want to patch street up there, because it's what they're doing, for this kind of money, what they're doing is just putting a Band-Aid, because they can come up again. And right now, I think this community there, what, 20 years, 20-something years?
30,
And,
The community, the streets in the community that would say, what, 20 years?
20.
almost 25 years.
Okay, so think about the capacity in the last 25 years, because if whatever we do need to last another 20 years, because you're not going to touch it again.
Okay, that's why you will see in another quote from another company, because this company advised me that your streets, you don't have to do, from the scratch. You can do patching. That's what they advised me, this one, okay? So the next one is from Marbella, Paving.
A ver,
It's expensive. Pero Cabrera, Cabrera, he's not doing repairs like patching. He's doing,
Breaking and-
exactly, and
Is this to pave all the streets?
they're all the streets. It's a lot of money. And
Oh,
also
we
the
do.
12,000 is the sidewalk around this lake.
Is that good?
We knew that it was gonna be expensive. I thought it would be more expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think we can afford it right now, but it's good to know.
Yeah. He also, Cabrera also sent me for another, another quote, but it's just for same thing, to compare apples with the other company. Okay? And we have another one.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, let's be.
Because we have, wait.
Oh, okay.
Is this 369? Okay. That's more in line with what I thought. 369,000
Okay,
to
but
do all
To
the.
do all.
Okay.
The other one.
81 is for the,
For patching.
just
Oh,
patching.
81 is patching.
And you said there was one for the lake for 22?
No, 12. You will see on the same one. No, it's on the same one.
It's a line
Is
item.
it? Okay.
Well, we need to check with them if they would do that for that price by itself. It's lumped in with a bigger job sometimes.
And we have two more companies, same thing, which is professional striping service. They sent me for the lake 9,100, and for patching like 79,800.
We need more towards the
Blue. Okay. It's all a little bit difficult because, and that's one of the things I want to talk to Barbara about. We'd like to have these quotes when we have them emailed to us as a package, at least a few days in advance.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was told to bring it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not, I'm bringing it up now because in this type of situation,
You
it's
need
way
more
too
time
much to look at in
right.
this format, and Alex is always asking so we can have it for everybody, we can have it published, and we might be a little more productive that way. So there's no way we're gonna be able to review these tonight and make any kind of decisions. So that's something we would like to have in the future. How do we want to handle these? We obviously, like I said, we can't make any decisions on these tonight.
well, no, I think it wasn't to make a decision that these tonight. The idea was to get the proposal and then set up
With,
a meeting,
okay.
a presentation meeting with the companies. I would say giving them 30 minutes each for them to just come and give a presentation, and then be open to the community and everybody can ask a question when they finish.
Okay.
And I think that would be, I was thinking that would be the best.
All right.
And then after that, then I guess I was thinking that after that we can make a decision when it comes to doing just part of it, or how we want to do it, or negotiate something, and then we can move forward.
We gotta negotiate this stuff.
So we'll have to set up a time to do that. We'll get with you guys.
You can, okay.
And we'll go from there.
Okay.
That's on the pavement. Quilla painting is also.
Also another one,
same-
yeah, same
type
thing.
of work.
Mhm.
Okay, Quilla painted court,
Yes,
did they do that job? Is
yes.
that the line that they?
That's why they, yeah.
Big area. 13,500. I think obviously paving of the roads, we're in way over our heads right now. No way. That's something we're gonna have to budget 4 years in advance. As much as we'd like to do it. We can do that. Do it on our way out. Now, the lake isn't all that bad on a couple of these quotes. We're gonna have to check with them, because again, if they're doing it in conjunction, $13,000 in conjunction with the $366,000.
Not really, because I asked them to separate.
To break it out?
Yeah,
So
to break
they'll do
it
that
out, they
separate?
know. Mhm.
That's something we might be able to do with some of that money from the lake.
Before.
And is this all the way around or just the east?
All the
side?
way around,
Okay.
all of them.
That's something else to do.
Well, I believe they put the area there, some of them.
Lake area, 12,000.
This one says 11.
It's for, some of them have 14,000 square feet, so it's around that.
So they're
Mhm,
estimating.
mhm.
That's something to review and see what we can do. And it looks like we've got some
For the gate.
quotes for the gates. Or at least one. That's something we'll have to set up meetings also. 45, 25. We're gonna have to compare what they're offering. But obviously, we're gonna have to meet with them as well. We're gonna at least 2 nights of meetings. Review these people. It's a barcode system. Any comments on those, or proceed with setting up meetings and hear what they have to say?
What I would say is, again, yes, just set up the presentation. Yeah. Then after the presentation, then we will be able to then look, make a decision on what we would like to do.
We want to reach out, we got 2 quotes here for the gates, we want to reach out to the company that quoted
Here.
the West. Oh, this
It's
is one of them?
Last
one
one.
of them,
Okay,
Garage door.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
A1A garage door.
Okay.
They gave me the same price for the west side. Yeah.
This price that they have here, this that they have, is this for both sides?
No,
Okay, because
I called them, and
the request that we had is for both sides. This is for both sides.
no,
This is for both sides.
That's the same one.
same one,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's just for one side, one side. But
Okay,
with a lot of specification that, maybe when you have the presentation, you will see what they offer, because it's the whole, it's different than what you have now. So it's the same thing that you have, remember that you put me the example, the other subdivision?
Lake and the Green, they have 2 entrances.
Exactly.
We have 2 entrances.
Mhm.
Why are they giving us one entrance?
No, I mean, I'm sorry, it's for the two entrance.
Oh, that was my
No,
question.
I think you asked me about the two sides, from Marbella west and east.
This is two entrances.
Well, it's the two entrance.
So,
It's two entrance.
but that side of it is,
Yeah, mhm.
they are saying is $25,000.
Mhm. But this one, I believe,
The problem I have here, they have 4 electrical operators, mother and lead.
Yeah, but one per door,
Huh?
We've got 4 here and 4 there. Or we should have 4 on each, because 2 on the entrance and 2 on the exit.
It's 8.
For the arms.
So that
It
means
says here 4 mega arms.
And, yeah, and 600 decals. We have,
It's gonna be more than 600 people.
This is just one side. One piece on the left and one extra.
we have 607 homes.
that's what they estimate on their poles. Because I told them how many homes do we have.
How many of those?
No, I told them only the east side. Yeah.
That's what it's based on. Oh.
Colin,
We'll hash
remember-
that out when we meet.
Okay.
with them. I mean, it won't be more than twice that. We're gonna do the same thing on each side. That's the plan.
Well, the thing is this. We need to send a letter by next week to the west.
Okay,
With the quotes.
okay.
The quotes, the reason when I spoke with you, I said it needs to be exactly like Lakes on the Green. It's because they have 2 entrances and 2 exits. I mean, I'm talking about, I don't know what you call it, but full entrance. This is a full entrance, there's a full entrance here, which are,
It's the same thing.
right, they have that. They have, but the one further close to the shopping center is just for resident. This one up here is for visitors, not resident. The reason we needed a full bid for both sides is because there is an agreement with the east and west. The east cannot go and put up a gate over there without approval from the west cannot put up a gate without approval from the east, and the east will not put up a gate without approval from the west because it didn't affect both sides. And that's why we need a full estimate. Now, this one that said $45,000, is this for the 2 side or just for 1 side?
I want to believe it's for the two sides. Now
I
I,
don't think
Well, we can double check with them
Of course.
when we set up the meeting, and they can, like I said, if we do it as twice the work, at the very least, it won't be more than twice that. They should be able to do a little better to give them more work, but we know it's not gonna be worse.
Enter room and stationary room.
Yeah, but we have,
See, 2 entrances and 2 exits.
okay, this one is probably for the 2. Because we have here
two entrance
2 entrances.
and two exits.
probably one's resident, one's visitor.
Yeah, we got 2 lanes for each. That's what it is. It's one, it's just the east. We'll verify with them. We'll get a solid answer.
Yeah. Let's set
try and set up some meetings here. Meet with each vendor and see what we can do. Now, should we even be discussing with these paving companies doing all the streets? I mean, there's no way, unless they want to finance it for us for 5 years or something, there's no way we're going to be spending $300,000 on the streets. As much as we need to do it, we need to focus on what we're able to do.
This, and you know what, also the issue with the streets, not only the streets. Yeah, I think we can begin with the streets, but we can run into the problem with the drainage. Because once you pull up the street, you have the problem with the drainage, and that's going to be a separate cost. I'm thinking, I could be wrong, completely wrong. But I think who I can put an actual question is, we have, there's a gentleman that in the home in the TV area, he's a civil engineer. I could have him come over and answer some questions.
Can we just maintain until we build our account with enough money?
Right, I think that's what we need to do.
Because
make repairs where they're necessary, and those are things that we can have Henry do.
Yeah, it's 366.
Yeah, it's not something that's realistic right now, as much as it's something we need to address.
We don't have to do a
It's not
schedule
something that's
session even if we don't like to do that.
Which, the only reason I say that is if we're gonna bring these people out, let's let them know, hey, this is what we're looking at right now. So, I don't wanna mislead them, think they're looking at a $400,000 job, and then they're gonna talk to us and they say, okay.
I mean, because we also say additional costs. I mean, we may incur additional costs here. There's not a number there, it's a number, there's no guarantee. It could be $400,000.
I think what we can do when it comes to, we can look at the information that have to do with the link.
Right.
And the other information, we will just have to put it in burner, on flat burner, but also we can share with the community to let them know this is what we're looking at, and then what we can do then is also create, which we had before, a reserve. And we put specifically for this.
I got another question about the gates. If we put those electric gates here, how much money are we going to save in comparison to the cars that we have right now? What would be our total savings?
That's a whole nother discussion that I don't even know how we want to address it. Because there's a very divided opinion on how we want to, whether it's going to be completely automated, or we want to keep it manned, or we're going to have it manned part-time, during heavy traffic. There's been discussion, when we are discussing with the West, of having one side manned part-time, the other side would be automated 24 hours. We've got to work all that out. We really, particularly with the gates, we really need a committee, and it'd be good to have some input from.
Especially what if they're down? Because you can't just not have somebody manning it. What if the gates
Right.
are
Well,
down?
my thought on that is if we were to do that, if we were to say let's make it 100% manned, 100% automatic, we would, in my thought, and it's just my personal opinion, we wouldn't really be saving on the guard. I'd say we take the guard, have a rover, they're roving the community, we got a nice yellow light going around all the time, it's a presence. If the gate goes down, the guard goes there and takes over. That would be my thought. But that's, so many different opinions and so many different ways.
So we're going to have an expense anyway with a man per guard.
Right.
It wouldn't be as much as it is now, or half?
What value? The question is, what value are we getting at? Right now, we're getting very little value from what we're paying in the guards.
Yes, I agree.
And we keep on it, and we keep pushing them, and we'll we're on them, but still seems to be people just getting let in. There's no, it's not working. If they're roving, it's more about the presence. If they see something, they'll call, they can call the police if they see something going on.
They've been roving, I've seen them around.
Yeah, I've seen that there's supposed to be, each shift, there's supposed to be a supervisor that comes through and roves through the community. Spends at least, what we say, 20, 30 minutes, something in the community, every 8 hours. I've been seeing that a lot more lately, which is good. I think we get more value if they're roving around, if there's nobody at the gate for somebody to come up and talk, come on, you see me every day, and that you can't argue without that. You call the person, if they don't let you in, you don't get in.
Yeah, because if we have the gates, we will have, I guess, a couple of men, maybe one person going around, one after the other, and then at night, I don't know how we'll do it, but I guess we got to figure out the savings that we're going to have in like 5 years. We're going to save this much money in 5 years because those $45,000, we got to get them back. And we got to get them back in cost, am I right? And, saving, the guards. That's what I mean. Am I wrong?
Nick, when we looked at it,
In some things you don't get it back. I mean, you get the value out of it, but like if we do the roads, it's not something that we're saving money on. Even if we do around the lake, we get the value. The walkway's a lot nicer. Everybody can walk around. It's safer. But we're not. It's not a saving. It's not saving us on another side of it. So.
I mean, if we do the paver, it's going to be another 20 years, 22 years before we do them again. That's how you have to look at it. Right now, with the money that they're asking, I don't think we have that money.
I agree.
I say we maintain, like Ernesto will say.
well, the issue with maintaining is that we can have, what we can do is it's late, but the roads we can maintain it how we are trying to do it now. But we just notify the community that this is the amount. That was presented proposal. And since we don't have the money at this very moment to do the roads, then we would like to bring a reserve to put X amount on a yearly basis and then do the roads. That's what we want to suggest. At least when we're halfway, we can start doing the roads.
Can we do a study, find out how long this road will last before they start deteriorating really bad, so like that we have like a window that perhaps we could save some money and do something. I know it's hard.
If this is set up right, we would have in our budget a certain amount every year for the roads. And let's say the road needs repairs in 20 years. After that 20 years, it's whatever it costs to replace the road divided by 20 is in our budget every year. We're not there yet. We've got.
Well, why not save the 50 grand? Why spend it on the lake? Why not save it and say this is the seed money for the
I agree.
for the street?
That could be an option too.
I agree. We start the farming.
Well, the lake is the issue.
The lake is a liability. It's a liability.
The lake is the issue.
I mean, can we just go cut the asphalt and the trees out and just do like a patch there and save some money like that?
If you want to patch, you can do that. I don't see the issue with doing patch, but you have to get someone to do it.
Because but it's, I mean, like the issue is the trees. They grow and the branches grow and they break the asphalt, and that's when people who just trip and hurt themselves. Because it happened to me. I hurt my ankle like that, walking with dogs. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, we've got to be. You're absolutely right. We've got to be frugal. We've got to be tight with the association's money, but at the same time,
You got to cover
we've got the money's coming in for a reason, and as long as we're paying our monthly bills as as things continue to improve with collections, we're gonna have money to spend. And that's not to say, well, now we've got money, let's
You
put
got a budget.
a golden calf out front. No, as long as there are things that the community needs and that are gonna be real value to the community and to the homeowners, we'll spend that money on that. There's no sense in saving it. If it gets to the point where the roads are perfect and everything's perfect and we don't need spend any more money, then we can think about cutting back on the assessment. That's not gonna happen anytime soon, but until then, there's plenty that we can do with the money, and we need, that's what the money's for, as we have it. We don't want to overextend and not be able to pay our monthly debts, but, I don't want to be too tight and say, well, everything, that costs too much, that costs too much. That's what it's for, as we have it. Right now, we don't have enough to do the roads. We probably have enough to do the gates, and I think that's important enough. Maybe the lake as well. But those are things we're going to review when we meet with the contractors. We go from there. Any other comments on that?
I think okay, just based on the feedback, I think what we can do. The paving, we probably will need to meet as a presentation with the paving. What we can do is two things. And this recommendation is that we get someone to do the study. And because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure once I start touching the pavement, something will go wrong with the drainage. That's happened. That's nothing to just. So what I could recommend is that let's go ahead and probably get a reputable company to make a study, and that same company can give us a recommendation of what company does these jobs as a one-stop home. Then we can have the specification, and then we can have a correct proposal. Because I think it's going to be more over 400,000.
Yeah, like an engineer or something.
It's going to be more over 400,000.
Just give us his assessment of that.
The streets right now, I think we can continue to have everything to patch it up. Because the streets, what he's doing is he patches them up and he gets rocks and he fill up the holes and he patches them. So the streets we can continue to patch it up temporarily. Back here, we can get that repair, those bad areas, so one of these companies just come in, cut out that piece.
Behind both houses, really bad.
And cut out that piece with the roots and then just put a nice patch there. A professional patch, and then we just fix those patches back there, and that's it.
So let's see if they're, assuming there's people like that out there consulting for that sort of thing, and if that's the case,
There's got to be someone that
we'll
does
let them.
associations. There's got to be a company that's worked for associations
Right.
and communities.
That does that sort of thing.
And that would be their approach.
Yeah, so they could come and
And
assess.
if that's the case, and it's
How our
something
condition
that's
is.
a relatively inexpensive thing compared to the entire scope of work, like I said, we're looking at $400,000, and it doesn't hurt to spend $4,000 or $5,000 to make sure that 400 is handled right.
Because a guy like that could
We
be
let
turned.
them they can meet with these people, they can, that's what you have consultants for, you're gonna get
Yeah,
consultants.
consultant could come and tell us, okay, do this, do that, do that, do
This is what you need, this
what
can
you
wait,
And I got,
this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, you need to go with this guy.
Most of we work with, they always do the patching of the streets up there. Probably someone could give you some type of idea is what they do before doing the project. And I'm pretty sure they do a little study and stuff like that.
They see an engineer.
Feasibility.
Right. And then, once we have somebody come in and do that,
Then we can make a decision.
I'm sure the county has engineers on staff that do that.
hopefully you can put that together before we present the budget for December, and then we can create a reserve account.
Okay. That were our action items. We're trying to reach out and get this all, see what we can do.
Okay.
I see a special circle.
Okay, in reference to the gate, we gonna have to address the gate issue. Because, we gonna have to address the rest. Because we don't want them doing anything over there, do we? And if we're gonna have to go to court, we just can't go to court with that. And create that junction.
Where do they stand right now?
Really?
Right now, they're reaching out with the same quote that they had before to the community to get votes on whether they want to do it or not.
But that first quote insurance was 10,000 something, right?
Was it? I didn't know the numbers.
Because I think the one that you said was it was one sheet, and then I think it was just first sheet. Remember that we looked at that?
Oh, yeah, and Alex was saying there was a page missing or something.
No,
Yes.
but it's there, it's a list, so no?
No, we have a
new quote for us.
This is
That
a
was
new
their
quote now.
Okay, yeah, because this says page 1, 10,000, yeah.
But I have it for the east side, and it's the same thing, 2 pages, and the same cost. The only thing that changes east and west.
Because Ernesto had forwarded something to us that the West had put out, and for whatever reason, I think that a page was missing on
We gotta
that.
squeeze it.
That this explains it.
Right. The only thing with that is that they do have the $25,000 too.
What
Is that
is
just
our,
one? And that's where we was asking if that's just one side, so both sides will be 50.
what's our first step on the case? Before we set up meetings with these contractors, do we need to get our attorney involved and get these people to step up and say we're going to do this together under an agreement? Or
I think
I don't want to go too far on one end. I'd rather bring them along
Everybody's gonna come through there.
so that they're on board with us,
I would,
and then we can have a committee from both sides meet with these contractors and make a determination. I don't want to set our sights on one. All right, these are the people we like, and then we get in agreement with them, and they say no, these are the people we like. I don't want to do double work.
I would say, let's bring in the attorney.
All right.
That's my opinion.
But you wanna bring the attorney before talking to them?
Exactly.
We already talked.
We spoke. We
Does he
met with
agree?
them twice.
He's agreed.
Once
Can't bring it
last
to this-
year,
to
once
the-
early
He already
this
told
year.
us, were you in the meeting?
And it's
No.
been not as productive as we hoped. Basically, there's a contract in place from years ago between the two sides that anything that happens on the gates has to be done, equally, and it's a mutual thing. There's supposed to be a committee with members from both sides. That fell by the wayside years ago. And basically, when we met with the president of the other side, he said, look, that agreement means nothing, I'm not going by that. And what we tried to express to him is whether this agreement we go by or we draw up a new agreement, if we're going to do it, we need to do it under an agreement so that we're all on the same page. His concern is if there's an agreement that says, look, if the thing breaks, you got to fix it, which is reasonable, he doesn't want to have to do that. If it breaks and he doesn't have the money, you can't force me to fix it. Well, what's the point? That's why there would be an agreement. We need to say, hey, if it breaks, if your side breaks, you fix it, or we, as a community, we fix it. And it makes sense more for them than it does for us. They have about 100 less homes. So the agreement, we take more of the financial burden because we have more homes. It's percentage, based on the percentage of homes. So we need to convince him. I don't know
We're gonna have to enforce that, like we
Well,
learned from
isn't
years.
there, my question would be, logically, if there is an agreement, and I understand the cost, it could be prohibitive if it's not done properly, but why not have a maintenance where each side puts in, we're already collecting, there's a sludge fund that's set aside, so if it does break, not one person is taking on more, but it's enough to keep it regulated. And that each side puts in a small amount each month, because it's not gonna break, I do know they do break down often, because that's just part of it. But the question is, how much is it gonna be on a monthly, or is there a retainer that we hire a company that comes out to fix it, and it's just a service fee in order to keep it going, and therefore it might be a little more digestible.
There's a service contract that covers all that, so we know what the monthly cost is gonna be.
The agreement said that we agree a bank account.
That's what I was saying,
Together.
that's what I'm saying. like
And
the
the
sludge,
agreement,
yes.
and the agreement advised that everything would be paid 57% this side would
Makes
pay
sense.
into the account,
Mhm.
and 57 from that account, from that side. And if anything happened, it's taken out of there.
Right,
So-
which is logical.
There is a maintenance agreement that whenever something's break, it's supposed to be repaired in 24 hours. So that, what he just said is that he don't want to go for that.
So we gotta enforce that agreement that we have from previous,
Right.
before, so, I think
All right,
it's suggesting.
here's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna try in a reasonable fashion to reach out to the president over there again and see what kind of response I get. And we gotta let him know that we're gonna hold him to this agreement. If he doesn't want to be cooperative, then we have to handle it.
We gotta
Whatever we have
process
to
it.
handle it, I'm gonna give him the opportunity to,
Mhm. Yeah,
and just, he acted like we were attacking him, and that wasn't the case. We were just trying to say, hey, look, we need to all be responsible here. So hopefully we can maybe approach it in a way that's not threatening and see how that goes. And if not, we'll ask Maloney to get involved, our attorney. We're gonna try and find a consultant to look at our road and paving situation and handle that. So I think at this time, the idea of having meetings, presentations from these contractors for either one is going to be tabled. It doesn't make sense until we do these other things. I agree.
I have last year when we had the opportunity to fix the pool, because of the whole bankruptcy and that opportunity arose about fixing the pool, there was one resident in particular that had an issue with us spending that money outside of the budget, and there was reasons why we did it. But how do you guys feel that this $50,000 should await the budget so that people can be consulted as how to spend it instead of doing it now where it's really not budgeted? We got the money now, but do we have an obligation to wait for the budget, include it, and then present it as how we're going to spend it? People might think, hey, they're doing this outside of the budget. What do you think about that?
Well, my guess is we're late September already. I don't see it happening this year.
So it's going to happen anyway. It's going to be part of the
I
budget.
think we're already there anyway. I think it's reasonable to get input.
I think that we should do is do the patch underneath. And that should cost more than, I don't think that can cost more than
$5,000.
5. It should be way less than 5, right?
Mhm.
That's only a patch.
That's a different
That's only a
situation.
patch.
That's repairs.
Repairs.
There's liability issues there.
Yeah.
That's one thing that
People, the other roads is something that we don't have to deal with. So the $50,000 is money that belongs to the community. So if we put it for the funds, for the payments, it makes sense. I don't see why anybody would have an issue with it, to be honest with you. Because eventually we're gonna have to fix it.
Yeah, therefore, what we said, you just have to put that reserve, we have to create the reserve.
Eventually we're gonna have to fix it.
And
and Alex brings up an important point. said, the end of the year is coming up fast, so we need to start planning a budget. I don't remember, was it something that you guys gave us a framework last year to work off of, or?
They gave us a framework, but this year, we just look at
I'm looking at the last year.
from the last year, and then we can do an adjustment.
We're gonna have to set up some meetings to start reviewing that by next month, in October at least, because that's gotta be approved in December. Don't wanna wait till the last
November.
minute.
November.
November.
No, we approved that in November, so we definitely need to schedule a meeting. We'll probably ask them to send us copies of last year's budgets, we have clean copies. We can print them out.
We can.
Can we have a party?
We can place that,
Clark's over for Halloween
we can place that
in the
for,
pool.
about 2 weeks.
We'll do something.
That's the party, man. That's what we can get everything feels.
Nothing major, so.
No, right, man. Be everybody chilling, yeah. I think we good.
It can be an adult
Yeah.
party, but adults can take their kids around. We have candy here too. They come in.
I don't think you just require, have it that you bring a bag, and so that way the kids get it, and it's not out of association, but the parents are also participating in it.
Yeah, but you know,
We
we
can have a little
deserve to get something.
contest,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
costume contest, and
Yeah. I mean,
what day is Halloween
Or
fall?
some hot dogs or hamburgers, can we do that? I mean, we have money, why not? I mean, I don't spend that much money. Can we do that or not? I mean, let's not be like, you know, like Lake County here. So, let's get something to the people, you know?
Let's start.
No,
I
listen.
think it's a good idea. The only issue we have is that we tend to come up with these good ideas, and then, okay, are we gonna do it? You know, nobody.
I'm pretty sure some people's gonna go to a party.
Okay, but this gentleman again,
And I thought, I can't plan a party myself.
hold on.
We will dress you as Lurch.
No. You give it the recommendation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I will help.
you have
You will help?
You're in charge.
you have.
No, I can't be a woman in charge.
No.
I'm trying to make some help.
Well, I get Paul's wife involved.
Yeah, maybe
You're the responsible.
I get your wife involved.
Dina and Barbara will help.
But you're the responsible person. That's not.
It's still a party. No, I also suggest we create like a maybe softball game or basketball
Hey,
or something.
I don't think we're against suggestions, but you have
Give
to.
it to Alex, let him put it out there in the email, so we're kind of
The
responsible.
annual Marbella softball game.
Yeah, but you want to suggest that you
Los
don't.
colegas quemados.
Wiffle ball. Set up a whole
You want to suggest that you don't want to.
Kickball.
You know what?
Speaking of survey, Alex, what were the results of the survey for the 50,000?
So they came back via email. It wasn't a survey.
Okay.
I would say 80% were the roads, sewage, flooding, and roads. With one gentleman saying that return the money back to the people. Give us a refund. But yeah, that was
So the roads and drainage.
flooding, and
So it's no surprises there.
no.
Okay, so that was the quotes. I had a couple of things. We did get, I don't know who read the newsletter. I thought we should bring it up. We got a response to our newsletter. There was an article in there about a measure that's coming up on the ballot, I guess, for public schools. I didn't see an issue with it,
I'm going now.
but we got a,
They take too much of
a
my money.
concerned homeowner felt like that wasn't appropriate for the newsletter. And I guess, maybe he's got a point, telling you should vote this way or vote that way.
I feel the same.
Maybe that's the sort of thing we shouldn't put in the newsletter. He was not real friendly in his approach, but I think he's got a point. I responded not real friendly back to his attitude, but I did say, well, we would consider his concern. Does anybody have an opinion either way?
I'm against any taxes anymore. I think they were
No,
taxes.
I'm not talking
about the newspaper?
about whether we should put anything regards
About politics?
political.
I am against that. Just don't put it.
I tend to agree with that.
It's like in church, you know, like the same thing. I walked out of my church last Sunday because they tried to play politics. I just walked out. You just can't. There's only one king in the church. It's Jesus Christ.
Does anyone feel like we really need to be doing that?
Well, I don't think it's a bad idea to bring awareness about what's going on in the community. I mean, that's the point of the paper. Now, making a statement one way or the other is a whole different scenario, but maybe it's just the way we phrase the information. So just letting people know this is going on and here are the straight facts. I don't see a problem with that. Otherwise, I mean, that's the point of this thing is for information and get people involved. And I mean, what happens with the schools is important to this community.
Yeah, but we pay taxes already.
But the point is not taxes and other taxes are up here. That's the intent of the.
This is the county is going to give information to all the voters about that. I don't think that we should be doing that. Honestly, it's my personal opinion.
Now, my concern is taking any, even a slight position one way or the other. If we take something from the county that says, look, this is the measure, if we want to do that as a service, because a lot of times we go to this voting booth and we don't know half the things we're voting for.
I will
Say,
tell you
this is
that the context, the text that we're talking about, even though it was noted as being from Paul Vitro, it's actually copy and pasted from the Dade County School website. So that was put out by the school, was copy and pasted there. So the actual text wasn't
It
really.
was information. It was information. I'm not.
But it was presented as a
As he said, I didn't write it.
It's like the children's trust. You know what I mean? It's like we got the children's trust, and then we pay taxes to school, and then another tax. Come on, dude. You're taking too much of my money. I don't want to see that in my history.
Roberto, the point is though, is it's not that the board was advocating one way or the other, and whether we should or not, we know we shouldn't advocate.
I know you're not.
Should we include that type of information in our newsletter?
No.
I'm with Paul on this one, because to me, on the spirit of a newsletter, it's news that we think is important that we bring it to the community. Now, if we're going to go in there and tell people, to go one way or the other, then I'll say no. But if we just bring in the information to the community, anything to do with the school board, I think it's important to the community because for the most part, we have kids. The majority of the community have kids, and that's something that's important to the community. So, I don't see anything wrong with it.
I think maybe the wise approach would then, instead of having it published under one of our names or whatever, just say, this excerpt taken from Dade County, you can get more information here or something.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Just do a hyperlink within it. It takes them right there, and that way you just say this is happening in the community and put the topic what it is,
Well,
and hyperlink it.
I agree, but part of the problem is a lot of people don't read the electronic version, they get a print version.
Yeah, and
We like to go green, trust me, but
Nobody checks any link or anything like that.
And also too, we need to keep in mind that we are not going to please 100% of the community 100% of the time.
right.
Yes, how many complaints did we get? Was it one?
Yeah.
I mean,
Just based on one complaint,
I agree. I think, again, how we present it, if we present something, look, this measure is coming up for vote, this is one side of it, this is the other side of it. This is what it's saying. To clarify the language, okay. I wouldn't say, it was, but it came from Dade County Public Schools, and Dade County Public Schools obviously has their vested interest in that measure, so they were, which I agree with the measure, I'm not against it, but.
I'm against it. Pay too much of it.
Yeah, if we're gonna put something like that, let's just try and keep it moving.
What I would say, what I would say to this is that the newsletter, when you put this in it, then you have the other side. You have to draw a line somewhere. Example, politics. And tomorrow someone comes, well, you put school board stuff in there. I should have a right to just put that excerpt, something with political. Then, what I'm just saying that we,
It opens the door.
you open it to a little debate.
It was information, it was great.
Just putting information saying this community votes at Lawton Travels, is that a political statement or is that an informational statement?
That's an informational statement because then what you're saying is the same thing like you call 411. That's good, that's good.
Right.
But
So-
when you write, I'm just saying, when you write something, it's fine with me, it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying, knowing the folks that we have, not only in this community, but just people. You know, people come and they can say, I would like to place this type of, and this could be coming from a publication, but we have a position. And then, you know, that's
Ernesto, but regardless of what the person wants to include in the newsletter, that's what we have a board for. And I thought that the process was that once the draft is completed, he presents it to you guys, and it's fine with you. So once we have a majority of you guys approving the newsletter, that's it. That's what we got with you guys.
I know, and we're not saying, we all looked at it and we have nobody said anything about it. We're not blaming anybody, but we're just saying, somebody brought it up. Is it a major issue? Probably not. One of his suggestions was maybe an editorial.
Yeah.
We just say editorial, a separate page saying editorial page, and this is by, even if it is by one of us, it's as a homeowner, as a resident of the community, not as a board member. They can put whatever they want. If someone else wants to put something in, you might get some crazy stuff, because there's some crazy political stuff out there. But, you know,
That's a good idea.
get giant bold lettering, show them your birth certificate.
But I just see that, and I see another tax, you know what I mean, another tax, and people like go and they say, oh, sounds good, here, okay, they go for that, and then we get fruit, and I pay another tax. Like children's trust, they don't do nothing, and they get what, $53 a month, a year, from all of us?
But the
Anything
information,
along those lines, we're trying
You know?
try and keep it as neutral as possible, and if it's something that somebody wants to put in, any of us that has a slant to it, we put it as an editorial, you know, and it's that individual's opinion. Any homeowner can put it in. We can even put something out. We can send an email saying, listen, you know, this went out last month. Perhaps it should have been considered an editorial page, and in the future, if you have something to submit, feel free to do so.
I think that, you know, it's been 2 years since we started, and to have this type of communication in the community, I think it's great, you know, that this guy came out and called us on something. You know, this was before 2 years from now, 2 years ago, none of this was happening. So I think it's great, you know.
I think it's great.
I just wish he could handle it a little better. Not a real respectful individual. That's fine.
That's what's great about this board.
Another issue that we're going to need to address, I think this is the address 8272 Northwest 198th Street. Gentleman tore down the ficas, took his fence down to dig for a pool.
Oh, yeah.
The curb's damaged, the ficas are damaged, the grass is all torn up. We're going to need to get the cost to make all those repairs and send it off to him. He needs to pay that.
did we investigate to see if there's a permit for that pool?
We called them, we sent a letter, and I think Barbara was the one who sent a letter to give him the final time to submit a CC form.
There's no time to submit this.
No, he didn't submit.
No, but still, once you begin a project, it's clear on the ACC form. Once you begin a project, you'll find $50. We don't, that's in the.
That's in the.
Yeah, it's right on the sheet. So that if we want to do that, but, that's number one.
He's got to
But does he have a permit to do the improvement? Did y'all check on that? Because that was something that was requested.
No, he didn't have it.
So that was reported and they can come in.
I'll check on that
reported by
tomorrow.
myself.
So they're supposed to,
They're
there's a
supposed
case
to
number.
come, no, they didn't give me a case number. They
Who
supposed-
was the case number?
No, actually, it's
Oh,
not,
that's
was not a 411, was, another, I have on my notes, but no, was not a 411.
Supposed to be a case, right?
Was
You
a
said they give you a case
court
number.
enforcement.
Yes, they give you a case number.
Is that
Okay.
case number?
They give you a case number for you that you can call back and follow up with that case anytime.
Oh,
They-
no, they didn't give me a.
No, they gave it to you. You might have, maybe you didn't write it down, but they gave it to you. I have called those people
I
many
will
times.
check
And
tomorrow.
they'll give you a case number, every time. And also too, if you don't have the case number, you call them back, you give them the address,
Of course.
and they'll
And
find the case
they will
number.
find it, they will find it, my report. Okay, I will do that tomorrow, but they didn't give me a case number.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
There was another gentleman also, the one with
They want
the boat and Winnie.
4 votes.
The one with the, no, there's one on the lake that did some improvement. That he have
No.
also. We don't have no issue with the improvement, but we want to make sure that
Actually, it looks
the
great.
process is done correctly. And I've seen that when people do improvement, they leave the place messy. Forget who are going to have to clean it up. And so,
Now, my only question is, and the reason why we have the ACC form and all that, it needs to be approved, but like for this gentleman, if he's doing something inside his fence that nobody's gonna see, he's putting a pool back there. Once it's done, nobody's gonna see. The way he's doing it is all wrong. He tore up our stuff and he's gonna pay for that. But does he need an ACC form? Do we need to approve him doing something inside that nobody's gonna see?
if he was doing something inside that nobody didn't see, then it shouldn't bother nobody. And it would have been fine.
Exactly, he was making noise like crazy.
But, and I deal with it. No,
The noise, yes.
but when you create that thing and you open the door like that, then you call the attention. I mean, not only that, there was cases that, Mr. Trout is a very good case. Mr. Trout, his neighbor, saw that he had a little roof in the back, and he had a little porch and a little roof. The neighbor wanted to do the same thing, so the neighbor went and asked to do the same thing, to get the permit. So the no, he will not do that, because there's a pole that is right on the fence. They can do that. So he said, well, how I can do it when that neighbor had it? But they came up
And the neighbor got busted too.
and they forced him to take that down, and he had to pay costs over $1,000, a few $1,000 to take that down, to repair his property back and all that. Now, that's something nobody saw, and he bought the house like that. So the previous owner did not do what they had to do.
Yeah, whenever you call.
So, all I might say is, I know what you're saying. Oh, but you have a vivid experience too?
Yeah, no, I know. We bought the house and we had permits open and we needed to close
For the
out.
pool?
For the pool,
And
the
the
extension,
extension.
and the patio. And it took us 2 years
The pool's the hard.
to close those permits.
So to change.
So, what you think that happened 5 years ago when he set up?
No, and
He said
I
it
agree
like
with
that.
that, and I'm not saying we don't address it. I'm saying we've got to make sure that the county knows that he's doing the work, and if he doesn't have a permit, we'll let the county know. The county will mail him way harder than we will. the damage that he's done, he needs to repair. We need to be made whole, and that needs to be fixed at his expense. But whether it needs an ACC form,
I mean, it's hard to, you know, you have homes that are on the lake that people could obviously see when you do improvements in your backyard. So is it fair to say, well, if you live on the lake and you're open, so you have to do an ACC because we can see it, and you don't live on the lake and your yard is closed, so you don't have to do an ACC? How do you really police that? It's better to have a uniform, any improvements on the exterior of your home have to have an ACC form rather than pick and choose who gets to do it.
Isn't there a distinction though as to what the association has the ability to determine what they're, there are certain areas within the front that they are obligated, but within the yard, I do not that, I mean, I've done anything that hasn't been permitted, I have, but anything I've done appropriately. But there has to be a line. I mean, at some point in time, that's my thing.
If the association don't see and don't know about it, and it don't bother no one,
Yeah, we were That's my point. If you're on the lake and you're gonna put it in a pool, somebody's gonna have you put it in a pool.
it's probably best to continue with what we've been doing and require an ACC form. You know, you only need a form to hang a picture in your porch, but, you know, it would be reasonable.
and I know that many of us have done improvement behind our home that nobody know about it, and they have been done and it stayed like that. That's not an issue. When you get go through and create damage
I agree.
common property.
Right. Or say you can't have it and you can't, you know.
No, I'm saying that if you're causing damage to the association, then that should be held accountable for.
Yeah, and I'm not dealing with the pool.
Right, I know, you're talking about the same thing, what's going on.
Pool,
Yeah.
that's no.
I-
The permit is that's with they. We're
That's
not
exactly
we're only
right, yeah.
dealing with the damage.
Not only that, the fact that that was causing problems with traffic, because I myself almost had a head-on collision trying to come around the truck he had parked on that dead man's curb.
Okay, that sounds cool.
And I was like, that's when I got out of the car and I was like, what are you doing? You can't have this
And
big
he
truck here.
and he would not move it.
Right.
No one could move it. So
So we're gonna address that with the county and make sure he gets these
This animal bill for $1,000,
damage done.
please.
The only other item,
Don't give it a
unfortunately, I figured without Richard here, it'd go a lot faster than that. The only other item, we've discussed it, and we've been going back and forth, we really need to do something with the cameras and basically the camera system. We need to get someone new out here to meet with us and look at our system. We need to get cameras there that we can make sure we see the license plates. The system's just not up to where it should be. The company that we've been dealing with for 6 or 7 years now, I think. And they're just not as responsive as we would like. You mentioned at one point that
He was supposed to come to this meeting today. He's not here. I had something new. He said he was gonna do a proposal, he was gonna check the perimeters and everything, and he was gonna bring us a proposal, but nothing.
Can you reach out to him and say, listen,
Yes, I
have you
will.
done anything?
Yes, I will. I talked to him.
We really
a few
need
times.
to see that addressed. That's all I had. Any comments from the board?
On that issue,
Yeah.
Alex, there was an ad in the newsletter about camera systems and all that. Do you have a contact for that company? Do they do commercial stuff?
Felix, I think.
The gentleman that, for that ad is, he's the father of the gentleman that distributes the newsletter.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Pierre Aquino.
They do. Can you reach out to them, just ask them if they do commercial security systems, and ask them if they want to come out and give us a quote to repair our system?
Okay, I can do that.
Yes.
Yes, I can do that.
And then if you want, they can contact me.
I'll tell you what, let me give my email
Yeah.
and kind of email me what you're looking for, that way I can forward it to him, and then, he get an idea exactly that.
Sure.
Okay.
Any other comments from the board?
Yeah, I have a question. I saw the letter to the security that went through our lawyer. I assume that went to the security company. when they received it. Was there any comments back?
No, but, no.
How long, do you know when that went out?
Probably almost 2 weeks, or a week and a half. And we sent it by fax too.
Anything else?
I'm still on my crusade for.
Where you want?
What's that? What's that?
The dog waste stations to put some up around the community. Can we agree to do that? But how many do we want?
Let's,
Anything to help the community.
we need to come up with some locations.
Let's come over the location and submit it.
Okay.
Let's
That'd be a
I
couple
don't think so.
of
Thank you.
Say we do it. That's the stations with dog.
That'll be nice, yes.
Bags and all that. Anything else, Ernesto?
The party?
The party, we talked about.
Halloween party?
Halloween party.
Halloween party.
You got drafted.
You were drafted.
I drafted you. Drafted an abstention.
Stop me talking about.
He volunteered you too. Because he'll
What
help.
we're talking about. He mentioned you first, and I said she probably did.
Yeah.
Okay, any
Easily.
other comments from the, any other comments? Homeowners?
I wanted to ask, last meeting, I brought up my neighbor that moved in, those renters without any background, whatever you call it for. So Barbara has said that she was going to check and see if they got approval from the management company or anybody. So has anything been done on that front?
No, really, no.
I read something about that. I think she did contact.
No.
No, that's different.
They definitely sent a letter.
Yeah, I sent something. Yeah, I read
They
something
sent a
about that.
violation letter, and they need to.
Yes, actually, yeah. I read something about that. Maybe in an email. I don't know. I think it was in an email.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Yeah, one more second.
I think it's in an email. I read something.
Yeah, I know we were moving on, and the next step is if we don't get a response, we're going to forward it to the attorney and let them handle it. I mean, obviously it's not an overnight thing, but I'm going to check on that
I'm pretty sure that she addressed that.
and make sure that.
She got a
If it's not,
There's a little write-up in here saying that, what is it,
That's in the
that
minutes.
that it just went to it's with the new attorney with regards to being on the foreclosure or not.
Yes, I know.
Not with regards to the tenant that are there with our approval.
it's probably something we need to talk to the attorney and let him address that as well.
Okay.
So that's an additional problem. I don't know, while it's under foreclosure, if there's much we can do, we're going to have to let the attorney see what he can do. But I'll look into that tomorrow.
Okay, I just keep bringing it up, no problem, that's what I do.
Good evening.
I received a letter, that I had to remove my boat from my property. I spoke with, Sally Hyman. I think she's the one in Jersey.
No, I'm.
She's the one for, our management. Do you work with them?
Yeah.
Okay, I spoke with her, the reason when I received the letter, which when I know that I have to remove my boat. It was Isaac in between, and then, I have a lot of things, to do, it was a holiday, well, a couple things. I need more time.
You need more time. to
That's
address
what
it.
I need more time. If you can actually, because it's a big boat and I need to actually find a place for the boat, because there are certain places that charge me a lot of money. I'm looking for other places. I just need more time, that's it.
Can you send me an email just saying?
Yeah, I wrote a letter.
What you need, yeah.
I can send you an email.
Yeah, to me, and I'll make sure that it gets, here, I'll write. You want me to write on there, my
Yeah,
email, so you
please.
have it?
Do you work for Old Management?
Yeah.
Can I give you this? I told you I will send you some money.
Okay.
Is the receipt, the payment. Can you do me a favor, because at the beginning of the year, they actually sent me 2 sheets. The payments, I love the other one.
Okay.
Can you send me another one? If you want kids, my address and everything.
Okay.
Let's get this straight.
Just send me a copy of that.
Can you put in the
Actually,
market?
hold on. Can I just keep this?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think we-
Give me the, I'll make sure that we look at that. I don't know.
It's right 79th Street, but it will.
Nobody here from the
Huh?
finance.
79th
They
Street.
address that.
I went to 79th Street, it's a 28 footer, they want to charge me $300, $400 more.
You went to all of them there?
I went to 79, I went to 95, I went to Fort Lauderdale, I went to Howard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, $300-$400 a month. And that's why I need more time, you know, you can actually grant me more time to look for a place.
Maybe that's how we should
$400 a month is almost $5,000.
Make money.
You also have more time, that's.
So we have our.
I mean, we're looking at a couple months.
No, I put it on, by the end of October, you know, at least I have a month and a half to look for a place
All right.
and figure out my house.
I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, is that much for the road?
And let me ask you something, guys, there is a way that we can actually live in my house? Yeah, I'm just asking. You know, it is inside my property, you know, no?
Is it a big boat?
It's a 28 footer.
It's a big boat.
Yeah.
It's a big boat. You can see it driving on the road, you can see that big old boat there.
Man, you gotta park in a reputable place, because they will take it, you know.
No, the last time they had a boat and put it in a place, that's why we need to secure, because they stole my iDrive. And that was $5,000, I had to replace. That's why I want a secure place, that's it. Or I have instruments, I have GPS and things that want to steal.
But, you know, I take that back, there is one way you can keep it there, you have to change the bylaws. So you get the homeowners to do a referendum and change the bylaws, because we're bound by the bylaws, and that's written in the bylaws. So, not being facetious, but if you're that passionate about that and you think the community feels the same way, you'd have to have the bylaws changed.
Okay. And
I mean, that's-
how many signatures did I get?
I think it's
75.
2/3,
No, to change the
75%.
bylaws, I think it's 75% of the homeowners.
It's either 66% or 75% of all the homeowners.
It's a lot.
And that's, you know, you don't get that many people to vote.
I know.
You can't just say 66% or 75% of those that vote, it's gotta be of all the.
Over
homeowners.
75%.
I'm not, like, again, I'm not sure if it's 66 or 75.
It's a high
She's
number.
probably right.
I know it's a high number.
She's over
It's
there.
tough.
Because, yeah, anything that's.
Well,
He has never-
But it can be done.
He has
But it can be
never.
done. So you have options is the only point I was trying to make, is you do have an option. It's not a very good option, but it's not.
It's not easy, but there
Yeah, it's a
are,
work.
there are other things in the bylaws, there are other things in the bylaws that a lot of people would like to see changed. If maybe getting an initiative together on some of these items that a lot of people agree on and do it all at once, maybe it's possible.
Okay.
I haven't got the energy to head it up, but somebody does.
I don't have any time.
Very.
Yeah.
So,
As long as it's not a yacht. Figure it out.
Well, the only concern, you know, that I put it in place and they're gonna start stealing everything from my
Yeah,
boat.
I know a lot of boat owners that happens to all, yeah.
That's my thing. Okay, and
Jeez.
northeast at Marbella, corridor, right?
yeah, but you don't, I have the letter.
Okay, you need it?
Yeah, if you want to send me.
Okay, perfect. Just gonna keep it, need something I can send you an email there.
Soup stations.
You okay, guys?
Love it.
Thank you very much. Okay?
I love that part. I love that soup station.
You know,
I love it. I want to do that.
which, I would suggest that we can do the Christmas party,
Do what now?
Christmas party.
Party,
We used to.
Are you volunteering for that?
I had up the Christmas.
We can do a nice Christmas party. Now we have a nice pool.
I
We
get
can do
up-
a nice Halloween
I
party.
had up the Christmas one.
Why
I
not?
don't know, let's do
I always
it.
said we should have trick or treating along with ladies.
I do it here.
Right, but we're talking about we all have fun and candy, we have to.
We all have fun with each other.
By being along.
Okay, yeah, we need to pick a date.
As you said.
You know, when do you want to do it?
Don't get me
Halloween
started.
night.
I just get
No, Halloween night, yeah.
It can't be Halloween night though, bro.
No, Christmas is later.
What day is Halloween?
It's a Wednesday.
You can't do it around the lake at night. Alright, well, I don't know.
You gotta repave the.
Those three lights.
There's a spirit around the lake.
Or do it, just be.
Somebody saw it.
No.
Yeah, the guard. She said she saw a spirit.
What? Come on.
I believe that. I seen spirits.
I believe in spirits too, but I don't believe in spirit of lights.
Number of days.
Unless it's the guy who just hung himself.
That's what
December
two things.
December 8th.
Who hung
Tentatively,
I agree.
December 8th, Christmas
Let's do our
party.
Christmas party.
December 8th,
Beautiful.
December 8th, we can have that fun.
I'll put the ice.
You'll put the beer.
I have one question. Did anybody respond to interest in running for the board?
No.